What's going on YouTube? It's Mr. Ferguson here once again. Thank you guys so much for coming back for another video here in Central North Carolina. We're gonna be jumping between my lawn here and the project lawn. We have got a full episode video for you. I would encourage you to watch all the way to the end. We got so much that instead of breaking this down into next week and all this, I want to dump it all into one solid video. I don't care how long it takes for me to edit it, to get it out to you, but we've got a lot to cover. And so the first thing I want to talk about is here in my lawn, we are continuing to get better. We still have our gaps, and I'm not going to go through and show you because we got too much to cover today. But over here behind me in this area, we continue to have the little bit of gaps that continue to get better. And you can see, just based on the screen here, you can still see the kind of the clumpiness, if you will. It's continuing to get better slowly, day by day. We still are in a drought. We're still not having rain. This area right here behind me that is now really leaf covered, really bad. I mean, it was thirsty. I mean, it was showing signs of heat stress in the end of October, mid-October. It's showing signs of drought, of lack of water. And so I had to throw the Orbit sprinkler back here, guys, and let it just run for 30 minutes. And then same thing over in this section, which you guys always know when it gets summertime here and late spring. This was stressing out. So yes, I ran them both for about 30 minutes each. And so it's so dry here in Central North Carolina and other parts of North Carolina. My fellow North Carolinians can tell you, we have just not got, we've had tons of rain, flooding, washing our seed away, too much rain, excess moisture, and then it's like the spigot has just cut off. We've had no rain. Yesterday we was up in the 80s, so it's almost like a late summer again. It's just crazy. We can't get any rain. I was literally on my face saying, Lord, please send some rain to the church with this, Jonathan Green we're throwing down and all that. We need rain. So that's kind of the story of the lawn here. So the other thing I wanted to show you is I'm going to turn you guys around. But here is what I've been working on in regards to, and this is my cover. I cover this up during the day, but we've been, as you saw on the project lawn video, I have been pre-germinating this here Blue Panther Jonathan Green Kentucky bluegrass seed, and it's just sitting down in there. We just have a weight on top. I've changed it every 12 hours, 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock, somewhere around there. I dump the water and put new water in. So I started this Monday evening, coming back from the project lawn when the Monday evening video came out. Monday morning video was out that night. I brought it back just like I told you guys, and I've been swapping water, and that's 3 pounds of Kentucky bluegrass. Jonathan Green sent that to me. I did not purchase it, but I'm like, hey, it's already a year old. Let's just apply it. Because I think I'm just going to sow that here in my lawn. We've got areas, I mean, we've got grass coming up in these gaps, but it's the bluegrass requires so much water. It does like some shade in different areas. That's why you see Kentucky bluegrass and some of the dense shade mix that I think sowing that seed in my lawn would be the best for it, just to give it hope to survive for less than, half a season or something. So that's my plan right now. So with that said, I want to talk about what we're going to mix that pre-germinated seed with to disperse it. Well, Mr. Kevin and I happened to just be talking the other day, and I was talking to him about biochar. I was like, man, I don't know a lot about biochar, but I remember months back watching a Pete GCI turf video where Pete was on his new property and he was doing an experiment. He had sectioned off different parts of the grass, and in one section he had taken from an old fire he had started. He took some of those charcoal, ashes, burnt wood pieces, placed it in the dirt, and sowed seed. And I don't know what it is, but it was beautiful. That there's something with that quote biochar, and biochar experts out there, please don't torch me. I have not read up on this. I don't know. Well, that's not biochar. I know it's carbon. I know it helps our turf. I know it helps our soil over long states and periods of time. I'm not an expert. All I'm saying is on that GCI turf video from Pete, he threw seed out in an existing fire pit area with burnt wood and ashes, and that seed came up and was absolutely gorgeous, and he was impressed and I was impressed, and I was like, okay, there's something there with that remnants of fire and ashes and burnt wood there with that carbon. And so me and Mr. Kevin was just talking about it. So I actually went on, I'm going to show you a product that I just bought for my lawn that now I'm going to take up today to the project lawn to sow out. And matter of fact, let's go take a look at that first. All right, so out here on the front porch, just while we're here, might as well show you. We're early in the morning. We're probably in the 50s right now, temperature-wise. I have run the sprinkler a couple times. I will probably need to do this again this afternoon if I get home in time. But we're not getting lots of growth. That's because of the lack of water. We're not getting growth. This is probably, guys, going to be a different type of Halloween as far as let's go high nitrogen, let's go hard urea, like hardcore fertilization. We're probably, because of the lack of water, I think that's going to alter my plans, but we'll see. But as you can see on the bank over here and in the other areas, it is slowly starting to fill in as the leaves slowly fall down. So let me show you. Here's all the stuff I got to drag up to the project lawn with you guys here shortly. So let me set this out of the way. But this is what I decided to purchase on Amazon. I've never bought this. It's new to me. I actually watched a video of another YouTuber talking about it. It's the Andersons, which I love their products. The Andersons Biochar DG. Low dust, easy to apply, can be blended with fertilizer, and it's apply 15 to 30 pounds an acre. Gives you broadcasts. I'm trying to get the general information, and it's kind of blocked here. That'll help. So coconut husk biochar, 85%, as you see there. Total ingredients, total other ingredients, 15%. So this is straight up biochar, and it's in prills, almost like fertilizer. Biochar DG. Let me look here, not the screen. Biochar DG is
a uniform granular which utilizes the Anderson's proporial dispersion granule technology. Each granule will disperse into thousands of particles with irrigation or rainfall, facilitating incorporation of the product into the soil. The hard granular has a low moisture and dust content, allowing it to be easily blended with other components such as urea-based fertilizer. So
I was going to actually blend this in my lawn with that Kentucky bluegrass, but now I've changed my thoughts. I'm going to put this, we should have put it down with the, I just got it, we should have put it down with the Jonathan Green seed of the project lawn, but purpose statement: biochar is a carbon source and structure for supporting soil microbiology. Again, this is not a, quote, sexy throwdown. It's not going to make our lawn look awesome all of a sudden. It's for the soil. As Pete has always said, right? Get your soil right, get your dirt right, and your grass is going to look better. And then it basically just gives you directions, how to spread it. They give you tons of spreader options down here. I actually commented on this guy's lawn. I think he was doing it for his Bermuda lawn. Matter of fact, we'll just take that out for now. But there you go. This will be in the link in the description below if you're interested in trying this yourself. This is the small bag, which is 10 pounds, as you see there at the bottom. So perfect for the church. But I was watching him, and he said, yes, I'm putting this out. This guy was talking about in his Bermuda lawn, which looked awesome. He's putting this product out every month. I don't know if you want to pay, $40 a month for biochar. It may be worth the experiment to do that, but yes, we're going to take this up to the church now, and I'm going to apply this today as I irrigate and water the lawn up there. So this will also be going up to the church as well. So let me set there. So Mr. Ferguson, okay, so you're just going to spread the bluegrass out, or are you going to do something fertilizer wise with that bluegrass? Well, that's exactly what I want to talk to you guys about right now. So after me and Mr. Kevin have this conversation about biochar, and then I purchase some biochar, which is right here at my feet right now, all of a sudden I'm playing golf, and I get an email from Mr. Kevin, and he says, you wanted biochar? You got biochar. Remember that, Mr. Kevin? And it was, I'll put it on the screen right here beside me. Pete has just released a new product, a new fertilizer, which I heard him mention he was going to be going away from protein, and it's called GCI Turf 3000G. It is a granular fertilizer, and if you dig into this, it is 20.7% urea nitrogen, 20% urea out of the 30. It looks like 11% is sulfur, and 11.2% combined sulfur. It says active ingredients, 40% wood biochar, 40% wood biochar. So Pete sees something in this as well. And here are some pictures of the fertilizer he shows in his hand. The prills, they look a little bit bigger than the protein. They look, to me, they look about the size of Allen Hayne and Yard Mastery's fertilizer, but you're talking about a 30-00, 20% urea fertilizer with 40% biochar mixed into the fertilizer. And I was like, did this guy, has he got a wiretap on my phone? Me and Mr. Kevin were literally just talking about this. So immediately I have put in an order to buy it. I don't get special favoritism or treatment than you guys. The odd thing is I haven't gotten an email confirming it's been shipped, yet it automatically rang up like 1-day shipping. So it's been weird. I think there's something probably an error there. I'm not sure, but that is what I plan to. If it arrives in time, I'm gonna mix some of that with the 3 pounds of Kentucky bluegrass and spread that in my lawn. I was like, okay, then I'll use that for my biochar. We've got plenty of starter fert. We got plenty of green pop at the church. So the new peat fertilizer, I will put a link to that in the description below. You can get the DG, biochar DG from the Andersons. That is straight up 85% biochar in a 10-pound bag and a 40-pound bag. You can go with fertilizer and biochar with the GCI 3000G. Those links will be in the description. Check it out. I am excited. That is exactly what I was like, dude, this is my Halloween throwdown, but it's going to be dependent on rain. I don't want to overstress my lawn with nitrogen when we're not getting rain. So Lord, please send the rain so we can have some fun with some nitrogen. My color in my turf right now is looking good. So we're not lacking nitrogen. It is looking good, man. It is really, when the temperatures begin to cool down, it's coming around well. So we don't have time to blame and talk and look at Mr. Ferguson's lawn, but man, my truck looks a lot cleaner. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it was a dirty mess and it's looking way better now, at least for the time being. So I'm gonna load up our sprayer. We're gonna do a spray at the church as well. We're gonna be putting down this biochar at the project lawn. We're gonna be watering out there. I feel like with all the watering we're doing, I was out watering at church last night between classes. I was running the sprinkler trying to soak up water, and we know it's been abnormally warm, so fungus can creep in. So I'm taking my gallon. That will also be in the description, guys. If you are watering a lot nowadays at nighttime when you're off work and such, you know fungus can creep in. We can get that. This is a group 3 fungicide, propiconazole, 1 gallon, the Gunner 14.3 fungicide, propiconazole. I'll put that little sidebar over here. It's on Amazon and it's super cheap right now, somewhere around let's see, for the gallon I think it was 90 bucks. It actually comes out cheaper getting the full gallon than the 32-ounce bottle, but you get what you get. I think you can get a 32-ounce bottle for 40 bucks, this one for like 90, 98. It was worth it to me. I'm about to go use it again at the project lawn just to make sure we don't allow fungus to trickle in while we're doing all this watering. So with that, let me load all of our stuff. Let's head to the project lawn and let's see what's going on over there. Also, I wanted to mention another thing to add to this video. I did do a soil test up at the project lawn, so that has been picked up by the Postal Service. I will let you guys know when that comes back. We'll see. We'll get a snapshot of what is in that soil, where our pH levels are. That's kind of the main thing I'm looking at, and we'll go from there. So yes, we did collect a soil sample. It has been sent off and submitted. We got a little shop up in a local town called the Donut Shop. It's you know, obviously locally owned, small business where the guy comes in, supposedly he comes in at like 3 a.m., starts making donuts, and then when he sells out by 12, they shut down at 12 o'clock, and whatever he's got, whatever he don't, you know, and that's it. Absolutely unbelievable. So since I'm going up to the church, and I use the excuse of my wife working there to be sweet, but I don't need to be eating donuts, that's for sure. You guys have probably seen I've gained some weight, but you can't tell me this isn't glorious. Watch this. Ready for the reveal? Oh, that's just a beautiful, beautiful sight to see. So I'm going to close those bad boys back up, not get into a wreck with the tractor over here, but man, it just made this Colorado smell really good. But if you're anywhere near Lewisburg, North Carolina, there's a place called the Donut Shop right across the street from the Bojangles. It's worth your time. If you're in there in the morning, go get you a couple glazed donuts. You will thank me later. All right, ladies and gents, so we're out here at the project lawn. I want to show you the last 2.5 days-ish we've been running the water. I first want to address one thing. There was an issue with whoever had used our water hose. We have a Suncast little, I'll show you here. We've got 2 hoses hooked up in this Suncast right here, right? And so we've got a blue hose, and we're having to stretch it all the way out over here to be able to get to the other side. I don't know who, I hope somebody didn't leave the water on all night. I might have left the water on all night. Looks like it grew about an inch. We'll find out in a second. However, so anyways, I stretched out the water hose completely. So whoever had last used the water hose, and it wasn't me, I was probably with one of our events for 4th of July or something down there. We hadn't really used the hose since. It was wound so tight that was really strangling some of the pressure that we were losing. So in a last ditch effort to say, what in the world, I don't remember it being this bad of water pressure, I took the hose completely out all the way, almost. As you can see, there's only a little bit left on the reel right here, and stretched it out, set it up, and sure enough, it was doing a much higher, you know, 15-20 feet in the air spray, which is what I remember. I was like, I thought we had better pressure than this, and so that helped a lot. And so the other day I wound it back up, came back out, turned it on, and thought, okay, now that I've stretched it out, reeled it back up, let's see how it is. It did the same thing. It was super low. It only wants me to stretch the hose all the way out. It continues to work properly with this long hose. So that's necessary to reach all the way on the other side of where we are mowing and seeding. So anyways, I wanted to put that in. We do have better water pressure now. So if not, this would be much more difficult. So let's turn around and look at the lawn. So we're here in the morning time. You can still see our good area, but it does look improved, I must say. It is an improvement. We've watered for 2 days, and it is helping. As you guys know, the building at my back right now, it does get hot. We've had 80-degree days, 75, 76, 70. I mean, no rain. So I ran out here last night, and I was telling you, I was running the sprinkler last night. It has improved. It does not look as bad as when we first came out here on Monday, saying, what in the heck has happened since we mowed? So that is a good sign. Now, I set this up last night and turned on my little timer because it kicked off during church, and I was like, cool, my little orbit timer still works. I just saw, I think we watered this all night long, unless my wife turned it on, and she could have. It doesn't look, well, yeah, it does. Look, it was on all night. Look at that. Wow. So it did not kick off. So thank you, Jesus, we didn't run the well dry. Yeah, water has run down here. Oh, Lord. So we can't do that. So that timer seems to have failed me, so I can't rely on the timer. All right, so we're going to clear this hose off. I'm going to move the hose out of the way now. Go ahead. We're going to set up a time lapse before it gets too hot. The GoPro cuts off. Going to spread the Anderson's Biochar DG with the spreader. We're going to spread that all around, and maybe even be showing you the footage while I'm talking. After we distribute that 10-pound bag evenly across the soil, we'll then come back and we're going to do a spray with the Flow Zone backpack sprayer. Or just the only thing, I may put in some Humic 12 in there, but likely just fungicide. Mr. Ferguson, do you water that in? Well, we're going to be watering, so it's going to get watered in. So I don't see 100% verification of fungus. Again, when we've got drought conditions, when we've got direct sun and it's lack of water, it looks like fungus sometimes, and sometimes it's not fungus. But I'm sure there could be some in here with leaving the water on last night. Perfect example. I am so glad I brought the propiconazole now. This needs to be done for ease of mind and just to ensure we don't totally let fungus slip in with all this water of, you know, watering with well water. So, man, it looks so much better. The ryegrass looks a little more perky. Over here, it does seem a little more brown in this section right here, but man, it looks so much better. So the goal today is to give it some water. Of course, we're watering our Jonathan Green tall fescue seed. We are putting down a fungicide application for anything that may be trying to creep in as far as fungus. And then we're putting down a biochar application that will be watered in as we water this seed. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why we hate Scots. I don't know if you saw the time lapse already, but here I am, an idiot, out here chucking it with my hand to improperly spread the biochar here in the project lawn. Why would I do such a stupid thing, would you ask? Because of the stupid Scott spreader. Do not buy these products, man. Look, I'm pushing the handle. See, I'm pushing the handle. See that? See that? Nothing. It's not opening. This is a $100 spreader. I've had it for just over 2 years. It's lived over here for the past whatever amount of months because of this right here. You get a product, and think about if this wasn't a $40 product but a $79 bag of protein, which we've had things happen, and you pour it in your elite spreader. Yeah, it's elite for sucking, but you pull the handle back and your little spreader doesn't pull back. Even though it's got 4 ports to spread your product, it does absolutely nothing. That is why this is a piece of crap, and that's why it deserves that right there. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to put a link, because of that, we're going to put a link to Earthway residential spreader in the description below. Do not buy that. Please tell your friends. That's a $100 spreader. Now I think they're going for $110. That is ridiculous. Now, if I was to take the time to dive in to tweet at Scott's, your spreader sucks, here's my proof. I know that I treat my spreader better than probably 75% of homeowners, because after every single application, I spray that thing down. I put it in the video on purpose to show you it is not mistreatment of the product, it's the product. So please tell your buddies, let it go viral. Do not buy Scott's spreader. I've heard Let's Go is great, Earthway is great, Echo is great. You don't have to buy what I buy, but please let Scott's hear it. Like, that is ridiculous when you can't even spread a very light 10-pound bag of a charcoal basically onto the lawn and it won't even open. That is what ticks me off, and so it deserves another kick behind the camera. So there you go. That's all I'll say about that. All right, guys, so I've already put the sprayer and everything back up here in the old Mr. Ferguson stash mobile. Appropriately, we have the Scott spreader in the corner in timeout next to a old bag of lime that got rained on. So it is appropriately where it needs to be. We don't give fingers, but we say, may you go to heaven and rest in peace. The Lord needs to heal you of your disease. I just don't like it. But we've laid down the fungicide. We've laid down the biochar. I wanted to show you how we are appropriately watering now. Everything is looking on the uptrend. We're not looking devastated anymore. So as you can see, that's covering almost the whole width of the lawn. When we stretch the entire hose out, it's actually watering properly. So we're wetting all this down. I'm giving it a good 17-minute cycle to water in. I did add some humic 12, just poured some in. I didn't have a lot left in the bottle. We did edge out some of the humic on the edge. It smells like propiconazole out here, but there's my timer to move the sprinkler. But we've watered plenty. We still need to hit a little bit, but we want to water in the humic. I am seeing what could be signs of some disease in the lawn, but we'll see. Hopefully this was a good idea to put the propiconazole out, water the tall fescue seed we put down, and it's just a matter of keeping it hydrated during this heat wave. We're supposed to get down into the 60s eventually, but we're looking good here. So with that, we'll wrap up this maybe lengthy video. I don't know, a lot of things in here. Soil test has been completed, biochar put down, fungicide put down, Scotch sucks. We're still continuing to pre-germinate Kentucky bluegrass, which we'll throw down. Pete has the new fertilizer. If I didn't say that, I can't even remember. We got some awesome donuts I just gave to my wife, and I have 9 more left from Central NC. We'll wrap it up there. Hopefully we'll see you Monday if it permits. Hopefully it's not a rushed video. The weekend videos are really rushed lately with a lot going on in my personal life. So thank you guys for tuning in. Please be sure to like the video. Please also be sure to check the description of this video for all the things we've talked about. If it interests you, if you're seeing fungus, well, Mr. Ferguson, I'm also watering a lot. I need some of that fungicide. Check the Amazon link below. Check the Earthway if you don't want a crappy spreader. Check for the new peat fertilizer that I'm excited about, and we will see you on the next lawn care video from Central North Carolina.